of course, the third time you've worked with David O. Russell.
Yeah.
And it sounds like when he's directing you, he doesn't really have a filter. Did he ever have a filter? He certainly doesn't filter anymore.
No, he doesn't have a filter with anything. But he's just pure cinema. He's just pure... I think it's really lovely, because I grew up, like, doing sports. So I don't... Whenever directors try to get, like, emotional and, like, I think that your character would be at this point... I'm like, what does that mean? Like, David's just like, that sucks! You know, that makes sense to me. And I'm like, OK, got it. Do it better this time.
No, he doesn't really say that to you, does he?
Of course. But he was breathing behind me when we were doing the diner scene on Silver Linings. He's behind the booth laying there, and he has a monitor, and he goes... and I can hear his breathing. I'm like, oh, he doesn't like this. And then he would go, oh, it's and I would just be like, what do you want? And he'd be like, just do it without And then eventually I learned that meant lower my voice a little bit. And so now we just always work together, because he knows equals lower voice.
Yeah. I bet you Eddie's one of the... You like the chatting about it, don't you?
I need to be, like, mollycoddled and told I'm great in order for me to do it.
No, you do
I
not.
promise I do.
I'll
Jen.
never forget that head smack.
Oh, you've
from, what's it called? Theory of Everything.
No, but this was... So when we did this interview together, like, Jen, who's done more stunts and sort of action, brilliant set pieces, we were trying to talk about the film Theory of Everything, and she kept going back to the head smack. There's a moment in the film where I hit my head. She was like, tell me how you did it.
I know. You literally won an Academy Award for this performance, and I haven't said one thing to you about anything artistic about the movie. I'm like, how'd you do that head smack, bro?
I remember in the interview trying to create some really complicated way in which I did it, whereas actually they sort of put a foam bit on the floor and they just made me tied my hands behind my thing and made me do that.
Even whacking your head on foam without holding your hand, like, that's scary.
So brave.
Hey.
And I have a stunt double.
Well done, you. Well done, you. Jennifer Saunders.
Sir?
I turn to you.
Yes.
Because when I was reading about you, and I mean, I think we all know this, but I was still surprised. You've been married for, like, a long time.
Yeah.
Like 20, is it 3 years?
23 years. It is, actually, yeah.
Which, I mean, well done, you. I mean, yes, I think that round of applause. Oh, there you are, you love me husband. And you've proper grown-up children and everything.
I know. They exist.
But you have been really deliberate about keeping them out of the public eye and...
Yeah, not really deliberate. You just don't put them in there, really. And we don't do a lot of showbiz stuff, so it's not...
But is it true about one of them coming to you and
yeah, when they were at school?
Yeah, and asking...
Yeah, and they came up and they looked a bit confused. I think she was about 10, and I picked her up from school one day, and she was looking at me very strangely, as if someone else had come to pick her up from school. Like, hello. I went, hello, you all right? You all right? You come home? Yes. And then in the car she said, are you Jennifer Saunders? She says, because people in my class say you are. I am. I said, oh, OK. Because you don't realise when they're little, they don't see you on TV, they don't watch your shows because it's on too late, and I don't watch my own shows, so they had no idea who I was at all.
And did it freak her out?
No, because it's fine. It just, I think it's people say, your mum is Jennifer Saunders. No, she isn't. How dare you?
And congratulations on The Voice.
The Voice.
You won The Voice.
I won! Team J Hut!
Yes!
It's my first season, too.
First season. You're the first ever female judge winner.
To actually win.
Yes.
So, yeah, I still can't believe it.
So will you be back next year?
I want to be back next year. If you guys are happy back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we love you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Actually, no, before you came out, Peter Capaldi was saying he was a big fan of you on The Voice.
Thank
yeah,
you.
absolutely. And The Voice I absolutely love.
Thank
I think
you.
and you were so kind to people.
Thank you.
And also you're such a huge talent.
Wow.
And also to be able to have those youngsters there who are so gifted.
Very
and
gifted.
to have a person like yourself teach them and help them is wonderful. Wonderful to see.
Thank you.
And also because you were through that whole grueling process because of American Idol and everything. But this is... So What's the story about you entering a singing competition?
Well, see, first of all, I started out singing in contests. So me and my assistant, who's still my assistant to this day, as kids, we would go and like win all the talent shows, and we would split the money, and he would get 10%. So not too long ago, we decided to try a hand at it again. And we were in Florida, and we went to this like random bowling alley, and they so happened to have like a karaoke contest. And I was like, "Oh, I'm finna enter this contest and see if I can sing." And I actually won, and they were so excited. They were like, and they didn't know I was Jennifer Hudson. And they was like, "You just won $75." I was like, "I won $75." And they said, "Come back next week. It'll be even more money." I was like, "I will be back." I sure will.
Now look, in the movie, obviously, you go to a sperm clinic and you choose attributes you liked.
Right.
Yeah.
Not actual sperm.
No, it's not like wine tasting. It's like, you go through folders. I'm right, aren't I?
You are so right.
Yeah, okay. So, but basically, you choose the sperm, and then you have to wait and see what happens. Well, if anyone is impatient, right, people who are just curious, impatient, want to see, there is this website, and now they claim, this is Make Me Babies, and they claim that using FBI technology, because the FBI aren't using it. It's just
sitting there.
It's gathering dust, Jennifer.
Yes.
So they're using it to help us. So you send them your photos, and we've done it with us. So, for instance,
you and I.
if sparks flew tonight, I'm drinking.
Finally.
Yeah. Actually, this will sober us up. This would be our child.
You know what? I'm not mad at that.
His eyes are very low down in his face.
Yeah. It's a bit foreheady, but both of us are.
Can you say that?
Yeah.
Maybe we sent in a picture with you with a beehive in it.
Yeah.
It just drew the whole head up.
This is all that's missing on that picture. Yeah.
Right. So then we split up.
Right.
I'm okay with it.
Okay.
You move on.
Yes.
You find love with Alan. You're right. Our baby is gorgeous. Gorgeous. Our baby is so beautiful.
I love him.
Karen, I don't want to scar you for life. Do you want to see what your baby would look like? If you and Alan, do you want to?
Go on, then.
Are you sure?
Yeah, go on.
Okay, so I don't want to put you off.
Okay.
This is just FBI technology. Okay, so this is Alan and Karen.
Oh, my God. No.
Why do they give us teeth? It's so weird. The teeth are weird.
It's
crazy.
The little piranha teeth.
Yeah, it's scary. No.
I really apologise. Sorry. You could see one of them as an extra in Doctor Who.
I loved our baby was fun.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You haven't been on the show before, but I feel like I know Jennifer Garner because you're such a kind of beacon of joy and positivity all the time online.
Oh my gosh, that's so silly. Are you talking about Instagram?
Yeah, all the little films and photos and things you post, they're always upbeat. It's like, I don't know, it's like you're just drinking happy juice all the time.
I mean, they might as well be. What's the point? You might as well have fun with it.
I'm with you, absolutely, yeah. And I like the way you've got no kind of filter. Tell everyone about your trip to the dentist.
Oh my gosh, my trip to the dentist. Well, I'm a little bit of a baby when it comes to the dentist, and I knew I was going to have some work done. So I asked for laughing gas, which I don't normally have. And it stayed in my system. I may or may have not taken something else to help. And I had listened to Hamilton in earphones the whole procedure. So this is what happened after.
Yeah, so this is Jennifer Garner in the car afterwards, still with the laughing gas, trying to tell someone on the phone what happened listening to Hamilton. Here she is.
They did the sad part of Hamilton, and I and they said, "Are you okay?" And I said, "It's so beautiful." It's so beautiful. Listen to the song. It was so beautiful. That music was so pretty. And so I told them about it. They have to see it.
I love you, Jennifer Garner. I love you.
It is really beautiful. I mean, you have to say, Hamilton, really gorgeous. Even if your mouth is all numb and you're high as a kite, excellent, excellent musical.
That's how good that musical is. Yeah. It still works. It still works. And we know that, obviously, Alfab has earned you BAFTAs, International Emmys, but you have had lots of other honours. Now, was it the New York Senate?
Oh, yes.
Fated you.
We got made Honorary New Yorkers, me and Joanna. And it was a ceremony that was going to be at the Senate in New York. Wow. And it was during Gay Pride Week. Oh. And so it was the LGBT and all the other letters awards. And so we went, I thought, oh, this is going to be a bit of a good old night, you know. And I said to Joanna, I said, when we go to New York and we go into all these parties, there's normally sort of 6-foot men dressed as us, and we walk in looking like small town mice, little tiny people. And they never recognise us. They go, is Jennifer here? Is she here?
Big drag queen going, I'm Louise.
I'm Jennifer. Oh, shame. And so I said, Joanna, let's go, you know, dressed up. So I got a white hat and I got the Stars and Stripes tied around it, great white suit on. Joanna was there. And I said to her on the plane, I said, do you think I need to make a speech? And she said, no, I don't think so, darling. I think just, hello, darlings, that'll do. Oh, thank you very much, sweetie darling. That'll be fine. And so we went dressed up, looking like clowns. Clown versions of ourselves, to, honestly, one of the most serious events I've ever been to. It was deeply, deeply...
We are here to honour commitment to social change.
Yes. Lots of songs to people who died of AIDS. Oh. It was... And there was tears and slow piano playing. And then I said, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you for no speech. Well, I'm going to get up there. Whoopi Goldberg introduced us with such a lovely citation. And then I went up and I went, thank you, sweetie darling. It was honestly, I've never been so embarrassed in my life. I had a Stetson with the Stars and Stripes tab around it. I was
now, you're travelling with your dad.
Yeah.
But now, whose birthday? Was it your birthday last Friday?
Yes, it was.
And you had a big family thing?
We went to a restaurant just outside of Boston, where I went to pick up my dad, and we went to the restaurant and with my dad and my brother and his wife, and somehow the waiter got mixed up and brought the candle and the cake to my father. But, you know, the Bostonians are kind of English. They're kind of like the English, and they, the minute they brought the cake over to my father, no one had the guts to say, you know, it's me, or whatever. Everyone was just sort of embarrassed, and so we celebrated his birthday the entire evening. But I just thought, I don't know, isn't that kind of English, where you just, like, no one just has the guts to go, it's over here. I'm the birthday girl. I don't know.
And did your father have to open, like, presents of, like, lingerie and...
Yeah, he opened up, like, 40 packets of Lancome cosmetics and acted excited each time.
During you dyeing the hair,
yeah.
You had to go brunette in Legally Blonde.
Well, it was sort of mustard color, yeah. They say to the colorist, you know, just the most loser, bad hair color you can come up with. And the thing is, when you play the loser in a movie, you're treated like that on set, and you just get, like, you know what I mean? Like, if I was, like, talking to him, like, he would just, like, blow me off at the coffee over at the craft service or something, because, you know, you forget you've got, like, big clown shoes on, and, you know, you've got mustard-colored hair, and they've put these fake zits on your face and everything. So you're like, hey, hi. I was flirting up a storm on that movie, and it was very limited.
But you did come up with Bend and Snap.
Oh, and boy, does that get you a man.
No, because, I mean, did the writers come up with Bend and Snap, or did you come up with Bend and Snap?
I came up with the whole movie. No, the writers came up with it, but you know, the choreographer came up with the Bend and Snap. Yes, I did.
Oh no!
I didn't break it. It's fake.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
But No, but you know, in the Bend and Snap, I thought it was so unsexy. I thought a sexy Bend and Snap would have been like, you know, you go like that. You know, you go.
Can you talk? Yeah, show us. Talk us through it. Okay, so you drop something.
It's so fictional. But
drop that. Okay.
Oh no, I can't bend over in this dress.
So you bend,
and then you go.
You've got bosoms. I was going to say, do you want to try it to Enrique? Try it to Enrique. Come on. Can you bend over that dress? Can you bend over that dress? Okay. So talk her over. What does she do? Something's dropped.
Yes.
We'll drop this again. So you bend over, and then it's just up, and you basically do that, do you?
Yeah, and you thrust your... I didn't do it justice, but you can.
Okay. That's down there. Okay. Oh, that's good. And boing!
Wow.
That's good. Is that all you? Yeah. That's all you. Very good. It's a good bra, isn't it?
You should have been.
No, because they came up and stayed there. They didn't, you know. Well done. What's your name?
Sarah.
Sarah. Well done, Sarah. Thank you very much. Beautiful. Actually, talking of quality films, Jennifer Aniston, as a proud Irishman, rarely a week goes by when I don't invite my good friends Paddy, Sean, and Mick around, and we boil up some potatoes and we watch Leprechaun. To be honest, I've never seen it. But
you have never?
No, are you really the star? Or did you just become famous?
No, Warwick Davis is the star. See him?
Yeah,
the Leprechaun?
Yeah, 2 feet of terror.
2 feet of terror.
I haven't seen it either. Why don't we put it on right now? Have you?
I have to say that was actually a mortifying moment in the beginning when Justin and I were starting to date, and about a year into it, and he was flipping through the channels, and he stumbled upon that right at the beginning, turned out, and that was our next 2 hours with much to my embarrassment.
I like the little strapline. Her luck just ran out.
Just ran out. Man, I was so proud of that at the time. God.
As was I. I thought this is such a smart move. I'm doing a movie for a studio, my first studio
movie.
Remember
you drove by the billboard when you first saw your Teen Wolf 2 billboard? It was a sequel. They made a sequel.
Made it.
Actually, they made a sequel. They made so many Leprechaun movies.
I know. I didn't choose to sign up for the second one.
You fool.
You fool.
Your life to live again.
I would have had such a different life.
You are incredibly busy at the moment.
Right now, yes.
Yeah, you just finished a world tour, new single out, album on the way, business ventures. And on top of that, you're doing what a lot of people would find a full-time job. You've got twins.
Yes.
5-year-old twins.
Yes, I do.
They are very cute. Max and Emmy.
Yes.
And now, I've heard you talking about that even at 5, you can see kind of the real difference between like a boy and a girl.
Oh my God, from when they were very, very small, I could see it. I actually understood men and women more. I realized that men really do think differently than women from the onset, from the go. It's just like, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Do you need an operation?
I talk with my hands, I'm sorry. But yeah, there's definitely a different way of thinking. So like they're both learning how to walk. And my daughter, my son is like, starts 2 weeks before my daughter. I remember it very clearly. And he kind of just starts to go down the stairs, down the stairs. Does it every day for 2 weeks. Okay, my daughter's like, 2 weeks. Toe, back, toe, foot, back.
And then 2 weeks later, she just walks down the stairs. Do you know what I mean? So I broke it down to, which, I don't know, sometimes sounds good, doesn't sound so good, that women think or tend to overthink and men do not think at all. And they both have pros and cons.
I feel like we're loose women now.
But they both have pros and cons because I think women tend to overthink. So then you kind of forgive guys a little bit for being...
Oh, so that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it teaches you. It's nice. It's a good thing.
But the thing about writing your life is trying to kind of remember it all. There's a bit... You actually lost your own baby.
Yes, briefly. Yes, I did. Aid and I were living in Richmond at the time, and I had 3 children, I imagine.
Oh, so many to keep track of.
Three, hard to keep track of.
Yes.
And one morning, Aid got up and he went and got the girls up, the 2 bigger girls who, you know, toddling around, and he took them down for breakfast, and I was to go and get the baby. And I went upstairs to the baby's room, and the cot was empty. And I thought, that's unusual, isn't it? That. And you start thinking, yeah, baby should be in that cot. It's a bit strange. And so I thought, well, maybe Aid's picked it up and taken it downstairs for breakfast. So I go downstairs for breakfast. The heart's thumping a little bit. You think, this is odd. And I go downstairs, and Aid's feeding the other 2. No sign of the baby. And at which point I'm thinking, I should ask him, shouldn't I? I should actually ask him. Then I think, no, he'll look at me like people looked at Ingrid Bergman in Gaslight. They'll think, you're mad. You've never had another baby before. You've only got 2 children, you idiot. So I thought, no, I won't ask him. I'll go back upstairs. So I went back upstairs, and I went back up to the baby's room, nothing. And I'm seriously thinking, am I gone mad? Have I actually got a baby? And so I went back down to my bedroom, and I sat on the bed, and as I leant down, I felt this little lump. This is awful. Yes, Mum's net is awful. Yes, I know you shouldn't do that. But I was breastfeeding her at night, and she'd kicked herself. I'd fallen asleep, obviously, from tiredness, and she had kicked herself down to the bottom of the bed and was sort of right under the duvet, right down the bottom of the bed. I mean, just fast asleep. Still alive. She's still alive. Suffered no damage. Oh, but nightmare. You doubt your own sanity.
But now, have you sorted out all your visas? Because I know, was it when you were auditioning for the first XMen?
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Was it, you had to come here to do it?
This is just like, this is just humiliate Jennifer Day. I was auditioning for the first XMen. My passport was expiring under 6 months, which apparently you're not supposed to travel, blah, blah, blah. So they were like, whatever you do, don't tell them that you're here for work, because they'll ask for a work visa. Say you're here for pleasure. And I'm like, oh, my good God. I have to lie to a customs officer. And so I'm working myself up so much through the line. I'm like, OK, I just have to have a backstory. I got a backstory, and I have to believe it. And so it gets there, and he was like, business or pleasure? And I was like, pleasure? What are you doing for pleasure? My brother's getting married. And he was like, where's he getting married? Wimbledon. Is he American? Yes. Do you have an invitation? No. Are you telling the truth? No. No. I'm here for work, and I don't have a work visa, and my passport expires, and I'm not even supposed to be here. And I had to sit in a tiny little jail for like 5 hours while they called my employer. I felt tiny.
But Jack, didn't you have a problem going the other way?
Yeah, I've just been in New York to do some press in New York. And the man at the customs that stamps the passports, he was like, what is your occupation? And I was like, comedian. He was like, are you as funny as Jerry Seinfeld? I was like, no. He was like, correct. Nice to meet you too.
And talking of kind of the, the big epic things, we mentioned Labyrinth. Now, how old were you when you actually made Labyrinth?
14, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of those films everyone loves, Labyrinth, but you don't watch it. Have you ever watched it?
I don't go back and watch. I mean, do you guys go back and watch?
But this is on telly all the time. Do you never kind of go, oh, you know what? I'm gonna.
I don't. You know, it's like seeing old pictures of yourself. You know, you look back at them and you just kind of cringe a little bit. But the movie's great.
I mean, if I look like you at 14, I would look at that all day long. Right? Chris wants in on it. A 14-year-old Chris would definitely want in on that, right?
First of all, I watch my stuff all the time. Watch a box set of Marvel movies on the way over.
But at 14, were you sort of too young to be a fan of David Bowie?
I was not cool enough. There were 14-year-olds who were definitely got it. Like my best friend at the time, Gretchen Crary, she was super cool. She had like a wedge haircut. She was so cool, and she had posters, and she really got it. I was not. It was probably a good thing I wasn't that cool.
And a very exciting Christmas for Jennifer Saunders.
Yeah.
Because you have a granddaughter.
Son?
Son.
Who's been doing your research?
Oh, it's a small child. You're delighted. It's good.
Yes, I have a grandson. He's now weeks old. Does this go out? I don't know.
We've established his sex.
Yes,
Really?
that's
What more
enough.
does he want?
That's enough.
And presumably you will not be buying your grandson a pet for Christmas.
Why not?
Well, because you've had bad experiences buying people pets for Christmas.
Oh, I know. You're talking about the guinea pig and Dawn?
Yes.
All right. Well, we had a guinea pig, and guinea pigs arrived, and it had a baby very quickly. And I thought, what can I do with a little baby guinea pig? So we gave it to Billy, Dawn's daughter, for Christmas. And put it in a little cage and everything, and sent it up for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Her dog ate it. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
That is so low tone.
And
it's Christmas.
And you a grandmother.
I know.
Those dogs that come up and smell your crotch, and the person who owns the dog says, I think it can smell your dog. What?
I don't have a dog.
And we call it puppy love.
Very good. As we get older, we learn things. We live and we get older and wiser.
Mm-hmm.
And I know, Jennifer, you've learned a valuable life lesson.
Have I?
Yes, you have. A valuable life lesson about chewing gum.
Oh, no. But it is a bit of a senior moment, too. I was undressing one night and realised I couldn't remove my underpants. Something had happened. And what had happened was, and I knew immediately, that, thank you, that while I'd been on the toilet earlier...
Toilet? On the toilet?
On the toilet. I had spat out my gum. And I thought I had thrown it into the toilet, but I'd actually... Thank you. Yes. I had actually thrown it into my underpants, which I then put on and spent the rest of the day in. Yes, I had to remove myself with nail scissors. Thank you. It was not nice. But that's a senior moment, really, isn't it? That's
Earlier this year we had the... It was the 9th studio album.
Yes.
Wow. This has been out... Yeah. And I know for various reasons the tour didn't happen, but is the tour going to happen? Is it in the future?
You know, I decided to take the summer off and be home with the kids, and it was the best thing I think I've ever done. It's not like me to do that, and I always, like, when it comes up, I would like to apologize to the fans because I know a lot of them were coming out. I actually saw fans here who told me, this was actually very touching. Coming out of the hotel yesterday, they were like, oh, I had tickets to go see you. And I was like, I'm so sorry. He was like, don't say sorry. We love you. And I started crying right away. Was that you?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I got in the car and literally cried. Honestly, it was very hard for me to cancel.
No, I understand.
I've never done that before. I'm sorry. Okay, good. I'm holding it together.
And the great news is there's a Christmas album to come. So, We heard it here tonight. She promised. She promised.
Yes. But yeah, so.
What a lovely moment. That was adorable. By the way, if you're watching this thinking we staged that, we really didn't.
No.
Security are going to be fired.
He's like, I'm here. I'm like, what?
Say what now? Because you've talked on here, Jennifer, about when you prepare for kind of more intimate scenes, about your breath, particularly your breath. So how did Chris fare in the breath control?
Well, I said, whenever I had to kiss Josh and Liam for the Hunger Games, who cares? You know, I'd eat like mustard and tuna, like who cares? And then I went off and I did the American Hustle, and I was like Christian Bale, and I was like, oh damn. And I was like really clean, and you know, men's. And with Pratt, I ate mints.
Oh.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Did you see the suspense I built?
Yeah, I know. I was thinking mince as in mince meat. Like.
Either way,
you really shouldn't eat mince meat, you know, like.
Lovely.
But for Chris, it was corned beef.
There's a photo of her flying in the P-51 with me.
Yes.
She showed up.
Unbelievable. You know what? I was afraid to tell Tom at the time was I had just recently come out of sort of like decided to think myself out of a really crippling fear of flying that I suffered from for years. And so originally when I signed on to do the movie, there was no flying for my character. My character was on land, she was on the water, she was never in the air. There was a scene at one point where it's like taxiing on a runway, maybe in a plane together. So Tom and I are shooting that scene. And the plane, the P-51, it's like tiny. You're like, the top of the cockpit is right here. My knees are up against his back. And he's like, wow, Jen, have you ever been in a plane like this before? I was like, no, I haven't, Tom. It's amazing. He's like, ever done any aerobatic flying before? I was like, starting to get nervous. No. Why? Will I be doing so? He's like, it's gonna be very graceful, very elegant, just some very elegant rolls, you know, it's gonna be nice and easy. So yeah, that's how I found out that I was gonna be up in the P-51 with Tom flying it.
And now we're talking backstage, we were taking the selfie backstage because Jennifer Aniston, you know, we joke about this thing, but you did actually break the internet.
I broke it.
You genuinely did, didn't you?
I guess I genuinely did, yes.
So
not intentionally.
Yeah, but you know Instagram, Julie.
Yes, yes.
So Jennifer joined Instagram and broke it. Well, that's true.
That's how I like to
Would
enter.
you mind explaining that? Because
you're asking the wrong person.
Oh, okay.
But, I think what happened was too many people at one time. I think it just got clogged. I don't really. There's somebody else. Reese.
Yeah. Well, no, you got to 1 million followers faster than anyone in history. That's what you did.
That's what.
Yeah, and so people couldn't. I think people couldn't like or follow things because everyone was just following you at the same time. I think that's what happened.
I don't know.
But you started big. You started your very first post, of course, a Friends reunion. There you all are. And was that like an old picture you've been saving? Kind of, I'm going to break Instagram one day.
This is my weapon.
Or was that a recent thing?
That's a recent picture.
Because, I mean, you guys, whenever any of you are here, you've got to think, oh, I can't ask them about a Friends reunion. But this is you fanning the flames.
Well, this is us. Well, no, this is just we love to get together whenever we can because David lives in New York and Matt's working. I mean, the girls we're very good about keeping up with our time together. But so when that happens, we just have so much fun.
And of course, Reese, you were part of the Friends family.
Literally family.
Yes, your sister.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I got, it was such a privilege. I got to play her sister when I was...
Oh, that's...
23 years old, yeah.
And what's so odd is that you were saying in an interview somewhere that you hadn't acted in front of an audience before.
Right, and I never have since.
We broke it.
Really?
We broke her.
Like the Instagram.
She broke the Instagram, and then she also broke me.
Broke her will to do live
No, it was just terrifying. It was terrifying having to say jokes, and I would always look at Jen and go, I'm messing up. But
didn't it get more, like once you were out there for a bit, didn't it start to become more fun?
No.
But this is all right, isn't it? These are friendly peeps.
This is different, and I get to be myself and just watch you drink wine, which is just delightful.
Cheers.
By the way, wine with ice is I like that.
Well, because it makes the sound of a cocktail.
It does. Why don't you just then have a cocktail?
I like wine. But with the sound of a cocktail.
I get it.
Yeah, that's what I like. It's your first panto, but you've been in the West End before. But your first time in the West End, though, you were in a play with Ms. French.
Yes.
And, like...
Did she tell you this?
Well...
This story. I know what you're going to say now.
Well, yes, it is. It just sounds unbelievable. So tell us how badly it went.
The play didn't go that badly.
This sounds quite bad.
All right, it was bad because I had to be on all the time, Graham. I had to, like... my first line in this play, I had to go on stage wearing terrible costume, like a drab old dress and wellies, awful. And my first line was, goodbye. Every night someone would say, oh, is it over then? No, stay. And from then on, honestly, I was on stage the whole time in a sort of demolished house, and Dawn would come on and be perky and go off again. And there was... one time I had to sit at a table and read a magazine.
Oh, no.
And I started to read the magazine one night and nodded off completely.
Wow.
Completely nodded off.
How long for?
Brilliant.
Until I woke up and saw Dawn like this. She wasn't going to break it. She was going to wait.
Oh, wow.
She was going to wait until I woke up. Yeah. And I woke up going... And she looked at me like, yeah? Oh, give me the line. I have no idea what point of the play we were at. I didn't know what we'd done. Was it the first half, the second half? I had no idea what was going on. I was literally just like, oh, she went, and I was American accent, terrible. Honestly, because I had young kids at the time, and I was quite tired.
Yes,
pretty relaxed.
It's very relaxed.
I'm impressed with how relaxed you were.
Yeah,
I was very relaxed.
At least you
because
didn't...
I was young enough not to have the panic of knowing your lines. Now I'm so old, I need every time to go, oh, God, well, I remember my lines.
It's
and so that
horrible when you forget
adrenaline
a
keeps you
line.
going.
Yeah. Now, Jennifer Hudson's here. You're an Oscar winner, working with Dame Judi Dench, Sir Andrew Lloyd Webber, all of this. And yet I heard you on Carpool Karaoke talking about that you worked in Burger King, but you would sing in Burger King.
Yeah.
But, like, what would you sing? Just any old song, or...
May I take your order? Welcome to Burger King.
Yes.
That was good.
They must miss you. You must have been salesman of the year.
Thank you. It was a mic at the drive-thru, and I thought I needed to sing on it. So, because you would hear the beep, beep, when they would pull up, that was my opportunity right there. So I sang them down and took orders. Yes, I did.
There's a microphone, I'm singing. Who are you?
Grisabella, the glamour cat.
Oh, yes. And, of course, you get the big number. Yes. Memory. And I whispered at you backstage, but when she does Memory, how amazing is that? It's just
fantastic.
Yes. It's just fantastic. And I just wondered, in terms of... Because... the Tom Hooper thing, you sing live, is that right? Right. So doing it, because when you see the film, I mean, you're so emotional singing that song, you're just raw and wrecked, and yet you are hitting all those beautiful notes. How hard is that?
That was challenging, you know, because sometimes I sometimes say, do you want me to cry or you want me to sing? Because I couldn't do both at the same time, so I had to find a balance to be able to sing and give you the song, but bear the emotion too.
Yeah.
You know, which could be challenging.
But you are just a great big sobby mess by the end. I mean, it's just,
Yes.
And you do have form, because Dreamgirls, I am telling you, is another one of those numbers. Was that harder than this, or is this harder than that?
Well, see, with Dreamgirls, it was pre-recorded. With Cats, I sang the song live with the emotion and all like 30 times. So every time it was more draining from the tears. Like singing the song, like I could do this all over again. But the emotion, that drains you, you know? So
but it must have been amazing for the rest of you on set to hear Jennifer sing that song
And
live.
weren't you going off to do something?
Yes.
And she was...
I remember her saying, she was like, and darling, you have to go all the way to the Academy Awards.
You have to
after
go
that.
all the way
like,
to the Academy Awards. Don't do that so much. But she didn't. She just didn't, you know, she doesn't save herself in any way.
Yeah. But then, in a sort of twist of fate, you could not write this. 38 years ago, you were cast as Grisabella in the original show.
Yeah.
I think we've got a picture. This was you as Grisabella all those years ago. And so tell us, I mean, I think a lot of people know the story, but tell us what happened.
I was playing Grisabella and the Gumby Cat, and we went to Pussycat School with Gillian Lynn for months, and then we were coming up to the first night, and we were, I think, 3 weeks or a month away, and I was tap dancing with a lot of cockroaches and Wayne Sleep, and I heard a gunshot. Anyone who's had this happen will know that you hear a gunshot wound bang go off, and you snap your Achilles tendon. Oh. And that's what happened. And then I was going to still play Grisabella because Trevor said to me, it's all right, it doesn't matter if she's, you know, hobbling and is in plaster and everything. And so we moved to the New London Theatre, and I fell off the stage. And I got up and went and got myself a taxi and went home.
And to hospital, where you had a visitor. There...
I did. I did.
There's Andrew Lloyd Webber, and he brought you a stuffed cat, because he was very on point.